Oh. Woo! Woo! I just saw it. I just got a peek of it. It was like a nipple popping out of a PG-13 movie. How big is too big? Seriously, I want you to take a minute right now. Think about that. What is your limit for something being too large, too overbuilt, too heavy? Because what I have in this box is going to challenge your notion of that concept. Now, you may be like, hey, I really like overbuilt knives, and I really like heavy knives. 2 pounds, 5 ounces in this box. Now, there's not any lead coins in here, so you can kind of get the idea of what we're dealing with here. You might be saying that you like overbuilt knives. There's no such thing as a knife that's too big or too heavy for you. But I think this one very well might be. And this one also kind of challenges just that whole concept, right? I'm really excited about this. Really excited about this one. This is an unboxing that's been years in the making. And I've said that before. I'm always talking about there's knives that, grails and all those things. And there's multiple grails, and this is one of them. I didn't think I would get one, and I was able to. So first off, unboxing, right? I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to see when I open this. I mean, I hope I know what the knife is, but I just mean I know the shipper put some, not grease, but I think some wax on it to protect it. And so I know I'm going to have to wipe it down. It might not look 100% presentable is all I'm saying. Oh. Woo! Woo! I just saw it. I just got a peek of it. It was like a nipple popping out of a PG-13 movie. You're like, I seen it. I saw it right there. I just saw it. There it is. There she is in all of her insane glory. I've got a cool handkerchief too here that he decided to throw in just for fun. That is cool. Let's get this out of the way. Let's look at this guy. It's actually not as it's not as waxy as I was anticipating. Oh, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is this? That's what it is. It's a knife. It is the most ridiculous, beautiful, overbuilt, end-all be-all. Can't close it with one hand knife that I've ever seen in my whole life. Let's get a weight on it. I mean, you can imagine it's going to be just slightly less weighty than when it was in the box. 2 pounds, just barely over 2 effing pounds on this behemoth. What is it? What is this? I know you're asking, what is this? This is a custom knife made by an evil wizard named Phil Harvey out of England. I believe he's out of England. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the Piecemaker, and not peacemaker as in peace, love, and happiness. Peace spelled as in I'm going to chop off a piece of your arm with this knife. Look how thick that is. It's taking the concept of an overbuilt, super sturdy, insane, crazy heavy knife. It's taking that concept and saying, what would happen if we push that to an illogical extreme? And I love that. I love it from a conceptual standpoint. I love, oof, man, feels real sharp. Do you think it'll shave hair? It's shaven hair. It is shaven hair. That is completely baby smooth. I like this more than I thought I would. If I'm being honest. If I am being completely honest, I like this more than I thought I would. When I bought it, the primary goal was just, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. Where I've got to have it. I'm like, I have to have one of these. Ever since I first saw one. The first model I saw from Phil was the Gladius. And that was his first model, actually, was the Gladius. And then I saw this one, which the Gladius is huge. The Gladius is ridiculous. This one takes it to an even insaner, crazy level, right? I mean, look at this thing closed. I mean, if you want to even call it closed, more of the blade is exposed than by a long shot than even goes into the handle. It's one of those enigmas where you see it and you're like, does this even open? Like when it's in the closed position, you're like, can this thing even open? When it's in the open position, you're like, there's no way it could actually close, and yet it does. Look at that fuller. Huge fuller. That is crazy. Oh. So I saw that knife, and I'm like, I've got to get one of those. And, you know, Phil's stuff is super behind the books. I think he's got like a 2 or 3 year waiting period. Very expensive to boot, but it's mainly that waiting period that's the killer. And you just never see them for sale. If you go onto Facebook, if you go onto Blade Forums and you do a search on Phil Harvey knives, you're going to see a few. Now, obviously, some people put things for sale, they sell them, and then they delete the ad. But typically with any knife, even a custom, you're going to see a history, so you can kind of price match, and you can see how often do they come up. I'm trying to get one. What's my likelihood? So on and so forth. You just don't see these for sale. And this one popped up, and I got an amazing deal on it. I mean, for what it is, for what these go for directly from Phil, I got an amazing, amazing deal. I could not be happier. The fit and finish on this thing, just looking at it here, I opened it in front of you guys, and I can already tell how amazing. It's hard to handle. It's got a orange peel finish on the bronze. You get some purples coming through there. Giant gear pattern on the back. Solid titanium. I mean, this is thick slabs of titanium. Look at this pocket clip. Huge sculpted titanium pocket clip. D2 steel blade. You heard that thing lock up. Lock bar insert. Lock bar insert on here, which is a little unusual for a titanium custom knife. You don't see that all that often. I think I have an idea as to why he would have done that. Ceramic detent ball as well. You don't see that as much. I think I also know why he may have done that. But the precision on this, and look at that hand rubbed satin. Look at that thing. This is crazy. Now, I know what you're saying. That's a ridiculous, like you can't use this thing. You can't carry it. See, I barely even picked it up and I kind of dropped it. Yeah, you can. I mean, you can carry this. I've seen people do it. I wouldn't recommend it. I'll give it a shot. I mean, it's the only thing you'll be able to put in your pocket. And it's going to be uncomfortable as hell. It's going to be like carrying a fully loaded 1911 inside your pocket. Man, look at that. I just had to have it. I love this concept, right? We've had the whole, sorry I'm all over the place, guys. I am just beyond excited about this thing. Look at that. Look at that skull cracker on the back of there. Didn't even notice that. I mean, you don't need it. Everything on here is a skull cracker. Ever since I saw one of these, I wanted it. Oh, first off, so this isn't the traditional blade for the Piecemaker. The traditional blade for the Piecemaker doesn't have this kind of shark fin on the front with this point up here. It's flat, and then it has a much bigger, fuller. In fact, ooh, that just reminded me. I've got a crazy knockoff, like a super cheap Chinese knockoff of the Piecemaker. I did a video on it a long time ago. I thought that was going to be the only Piecemaker I ever put my hands on. I was wrong. I'll do a comparison with this. I'm going to talk about this knife ad nauseum. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry I'm all over the place, guys. I am just beyond, I don't know. I've never, so ridiculous. No matter, I mean, this is going to make you feel a certain way, whether it's eye rolls, whether it's excitement, whether it's just jaw dropping or whatever it is, it's going to make you feel something.